Hello everyone, it's Helena في العاصمة.
My name is Iyad Al-Hawsawi.
I'm Fatma Al-Ghadir.
I am Mohammed Al-Bahrani.
I'm Farah الدغمي.
I am Naif Sabi.
My name is Fatima Al-Khamis.
I am Fars Al-Ghamdi.
Hello everyone, it's Layan Nurwali.
My name is Majid Al-Ataybi.
Hello everyone, this is Rital Jada.
My name is Muhammad Hawsawi.
I am Shayma Al-Thibeti.
I am Walid Al-Humayid.
Despite the challenges caused by hurricanes, Puerto Rico remains a Caribbean paradise, where every corner reveals a symphony of architectural elegance and breathtaking natural wonders. The island of Puerto Rico is a very popular tourist destination because of its location, rich history, and warm atmosphere. From its captivating blend of architectural marvels to its lush landscapes and cascading waterfalls. All of these make the island the ideal destination for any traveler seeking a paradise getaway. Let's dive into the historic streets, explore the green havens, and discover the unique architecture and nature that makes Puerto Rico special.
Welcome to a journey through the coastal wonders of Puerto Rico, a tropical gem nestled between the Caribbean Sea and North Atlantic Ocean. Picture a map adorned with crystal waters dotted with over 300 beaches, small islands, and cays. These coastal landscapes are as diverse as they are breathtaking, their hues influenced by shifting sands, current, and the clarity of its surrounding waters. Going to the Caribbean Sea, let me introduce you to a phenomenon that illuminates Puerto Rico's night with an amazing glow: bioluminescent bays. In these mystical waters, microscopic dinoflagellates create a spectacle of neon blue-green light, turning the darkness into a canvas of shimmering stars. 3 of the world's 5 ecosystems hosting such bays are found right here in Puerto Rico, including the captivating Mosquito Bay in Vieques, where concentration of those organisms is so dense that it earned a Guinness World Record. And then there is Flamingo Beach, a slice of paradise along the Atlantic Ocean. With its powder-soft sand, tranquil waves, and swaying palm trees, it's no wonder this beach is ranked among the world's finest. Here, you can snorkel in crystal clear waters and bask in the sun. Flamingo Beach is a place for relaxation, adventure, offering a glimpse into the natural beauty that defines Puerto Rico's coastline.
From exploring Puerto Rico's coastal marvels, did you know that Puerto Rico's great architecture is as varied as its natural resources? Puerto Rico's architecture showcases a blend of various cultural influences, representing the island's rich history. You'll see Spanish colonial, Gothic, Neoclassical, and Baroque style all around, especially in San Juan, where over 400 historical buildings stand. These structures highlight the contrast between classic architecture and the island's military history. Old San Juan feels like stepping back in time, with its colorful buildings and narrow streets. The Spanish-style forts stand like guardians, sharing stories of Puerto Rico's past struggles and changes, creating a timeless atmosphere where history comes alive. La Fortaleza, built in 1533, started as a military spot in San Juan's Bay, but later became the governor's residence. It's the oldest governor's house still in use in the Western Hemisphere, and it's part of the old city's special heritage. Initially, it was a basic medieval-style fortress with 2 round towers and gardens, but it changed a lot over the years. Now, it looks like a mix of the 16th and 19th century style with the fancy decoration inside.
Talking about the architecture introduces us into the enchanting world of Puerto Rican culture. In this vibrant land, the term Boricua goes beyond a mere name. It embodies a way of life, a state of mind, a rhythm, and a flavor that is distinctly Puerto Rican. Rooted in the Puerto Rican and Cuban communities of New York, salsa has become a beloved tradition on this island, where dance is more than a movement, it's a storytelling art form. Delve into the storied bomba dance, a powerful expression born in sugarcane fields of the 17th centuries. It resonates with the spirit of resilience and resistance, a dance form that tells tales of those who faced adversity with unwavering strength. Puerto Rico is also known for its beautiful festivals, such as La Navidad, a celebration that begins after Thanksgiving and extends into mid-January. People spend the time singing paranidas, or Christmas carols. Puerto Rican often take part in traditional Christmas caroling, gathering around people's homes and singing at the sitras. Another unique celebration is the Three Kings Day on January 6th, honoring the visit of the wise men to the infant Jesus. In towns like Juana, the festivities have been a grand tradition for over a century, drawing thousands of celebrations that encapsulates the joy and spirits of Puerto Rican culture.
The territory is very mountainous, covering about 60% of the island, except in the regional coast. But Puerto Rico offers astonishing varieties: rainforests, deserts, caves, and rivers. Puerto Rico has three main physiographic regions: the mountainous interior, the coastal lowlands, and the karst area. The mountainous interior is formed by a central mountain chain, commonly known as Cordillera Central, extending across the interior of the island from Mayaguez to Ay Bonito, which transects with the island from east to west. These mountain ranges are La Cordillera Central, La Sierra de Caye, La Sierra de Loquillo, and La Sierra Bermeja. The second main physiographic feature is the coastal lowlands. A series of small valleys lie perpendicular near the west and east coasts. This area was originally formed by the erosion of the interior mountains. The third important physiographic feature is the karst region in the north. This area consists of formations of frigid limestone dissolved by water throughout the geological ages. This limestone region is an attractive zone because of the caves, limestone cliffs, and other karst features. The karst belt extends from Aguadilla in the west to a minor haystack hill formation in Louisa in the east of San Juan. El Yunque National Forest, also known as the Caribbean National Forest, located in the slopes of Sierra de Loquillo Mountains, and encompasses 28 acres of land. And more than 100 billion gallons of rain falls in El Yunque each year, creating a lush forest with plants of incredible proportions and varieties. Hiking in Puerto Rico's forest will take you past 240 species of trees, 50 species of ferns, and 20 varieties of wild orchids and a multitude of flowers. You might also find the yummy fruits on the island like plantains and passion fruits. Additionally, living in the forest is a tiny coqui frog. This tiny creature that is a quarter to 1 inch in size is considered to be the national mascot.
In the aftermath of hardship, the island's beauty becomes a symbol of hope and renewal, inspiring not only its residents but also those who witness its enduring grace.
Today we're going to talk about food because food is one of the main things to explore a new culture. And Puerto Rico is known for its variety of food, of delicious food, from main dishes till desserts. Therefore, we're going to explore more, learn more and more about the Puerto Rican food with our friend Majid.
So, Puerto Rican food is very miscellaneous and it has a lot of types, including mofongo, testanus, basils, and arroz. You may notice that plantains is in most of them. So let's talk about plantains. The plantain's ease of growing and harvesting and cooking made it simple reproduction. So due to Puerto Rico condition and the poverty there, so they want something that is that's easy to grow and to harvest, and it will not cost a lot. So plantains meet all of this requirement, and also it can be served at several types. You can roast it, boil it, fried it, and even black. So let's be more specific and talk about mofongos. Mofongos, which is a side dish, consists of deep fried green plantain pieces mashed with garlic. So what's another dish that's mashed with garlic? It's testanus. Testanus is made of plantain also, with garlic and salt. So let's know more about the food experiences with an interview with my friend Iyad and Mohammed.
Today, we will interview our food professionalist, Muhammad Housawi. He is one of the best food experts in the country, and he is the biggest Al-Baik fan. He surprised us of his food taste and the way he cooked his meals. So, Muhammad, I have a few questions for you. The first question is, what were your expectations about food before you came to Puerto Rico?
Before I traveled to Puerto Rico, I expected the food to be like more American. I expected to see more burgers and pizza, but what I found was different. The most food that I saw there was either rice or chicken. They also had plantains. They use plantains in many dishes there.
Okay, sounds good. That does make sense, Muhammad. Okay, Muhammad, the second question is, what kind of food did you try in Puerto Rico, and what were your favorite?
Oh, I tried a lot of food actually. One of which is mofongos. Mofongos were really good, and it was like a weird dish for me, but I liked it. And I also tried tostones. Tostones made out of plantains. They're mashed, then they're fried. So they were very good, and they eat it usually with sauce. There's actually another dish which is sweet plantains. Sweet plantains was like a dessert, but it was natural one. I really like it. Not like most of my friends. They didn't like it as much.
All right. I hope to try that kind of food in the future. Okay, Muhammad. Will you try the Puerto Rican food again by yourself?
Yes, of course. I'm a person who tends to try new food usually. Other people might not do that. Also, Puerto Rican food was really good, so of course I will do it.
Okay, sounds great, Muhammad. So, the next question maybe will be difficult for you, but I think it's a good question. So, do you feel that Puerto Rico food reminds you of your home country food?
Yes, it does. In Puerto Rico, they always eat rice and chicken. So as we always eat rice and chicken. There's also the mofongos. The mofongos really taste like home. It tasted like lentils.
All right, Muhammad. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your answers.
In the end, we want to say that the food in Puerto Rico was one of the best experiences of our trip. They had a variety of dishes that remind us of the flavor of our home country, and each dish had its own story behind it. And thank you for watching our special report today.
Puerto Rico, a beautiful island in the Caribbean. The name Puerto Rico translates in Spanish to rich port, which indicates how this island is rich of natural resources, culture, and places to visit. For a vacation, what is more beautiful than visiting the island of Puerto Rico? The shopping there offers plenty of options for those who want to break from the sun, sea, and sand. The capital, San Juan, is a shopper's dream, but you'll find many opportunities to indulge in this tropical Caribbean island. Whether you're looking for unique handcraft items or international luxury brands, from eclectic offerings in lively markets to discount outlets and large shopping malls, these are the best places in Puerto Rico to add to your list for a dia de compras, a perfect shopping.
In Puerto Rico, there are several places for shopping. Here are some of them. The first one is Plaza Las Americas Mall. It's the biggest shopping center in the Caribbean and feature a wide range of stores, restaurants, and luxury shops. The second one, called Calle del Cristo in Old San Juan, is famous for its charming cobblestone street and diverse stores. Visitor can explore boutique shops offering handmade jewelry, traditional crafts, and clothing in middle of colorful colonial buildings. The street promises a memorable shopping experience filled with the rich culture and heritage of Puerto Rico's capital city.
Here are some opinions of people who experienced shopping at Puerto Rico.
So the best shopping in Puerto Rico, I think, is in Old San Juan. And there is a large variety. You have a lot of tourist shops, but you also can find smaller art galleries, which is what I like to buy, where you find unique things to purchase that aren't mass-produced, that are made by actual artists. But that's what I try to find when I go traveling anywhere that I go.
Shopping in Puerto Rico was so enjoyable. I bought several stuff, starting from kitchen decoration until salsa shakers. And I bought several of silly stuff, and I was so obsessed with the stores there. Even I left my backpack in one of the stores. Stores in Puerto Rico was so pricey. They had like 10% of tax there in Puerto Rico. I don't know why is that, but they had a great deals there.
The shopping in Old San Juan definitely had more variety than I'd say any other place we visited. We went to a place called Luqueo. It was another city in Puerto Rico. Old San Juan, on the other hand, it had a lot of variety. There was a lot that was like very touristy and not very authentic Puerto Rican. But there were some like stores that were like off to the side that had like handcrafted stuff by like actual Puerto Ricans, and that's where I found most of the like valuable items that I have now. Shopping there was super fun, but only in Old San Juan, I'd say.
Third one is Monkey Threads. Is the best store on the island, offering high quality, locally made apparel that is incredibly soft. The last one was San Patricio Plaza. Is one of the largest shopping centers in Puerto Rico, offering wide array of stores and restaurants.
Shopping in Puerto Rico has disadvantages, such as taxes. The taxes in Puerto Rico are very high, an 11.5% tax rate on all goods and services, such as groceries, furniture, clothes, and so on. Shopping for groceries is considered expensive. Many fresh foods in supermarkets are very expensive because they are exported from the United States. Also, it's hard to find a variety of healthy food options and organic food in regular supermarkets. Moreover, Some famous stores and the stores in metro areas are always crowded, which makes it hard to shop quickly because of the long line on the checkout counter. One of the most problems for shopping in Puerto Rico is shipping service, which is considered terrible, expensive, and takes a long time to be delivered. Also, there are some stores and vendors that um, don't provide delivery service at all. In addition, people shopping on Amazon often experience bad outcomes. For example, Amazon Prime benefits, which means you can get shipping for free, but often takes a long time to be delivered. One of the biggest disappointments is IKEA store in Puerto Rico, which has a small space and not enough products. Even though IKEA is a catalog store, shipping and delivery service are huge problems. That means if you want to purchase something, you will need to order it from the store or catalog and wait for almost a month for it to be delivered for pickup at the store. Hopefully, Puerto Rico's shopping experience will improve in the future.
Puerto Rico, located in the Caribbean, experiences hurricane approximately 5 times a year, with most making landfall and affecting the east and west regions. The hurricane season spans from early June to late November. In the past year, Hurricane Franklin was the most severe, reaching tropical storm hurricane status near Isabella in August 2023. However, it is essential to acknowledge the historical impact of Hurricane Maria in September of 2017, a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane that devastated the northeastern Caribbean, particularly in Puerto Rico. It resulted in 2,975 out of 3,059 deaths, making it the deadliest and the costliest hurricane for the island.
Hurricane Maria, because Hurricane Maria continues as a dangerous Hurricane Maria as it makes its way Hurricane Maria.
In September 2017, Hurricane Maria ravaged the island of Puerto Rico, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Hurricane Maria's impact on Puerto Rico's nature and wildlife was catastrophic, leaving lasting scars on the island's ecosystem. The storm's ferocious winds and torrential rains decimated vast expanses of the island's rainforests, including the renowned Eleuquio National Forest. Ancient trees were uprooted, and once thriving habitats were left fragmented and vulnerable. Coastal areas, home to delicate mangrove forests and vibrant coral reefs, were ravaged by storm surges and sedimentation, altering marine ecosystems irreversibly. The disruption in habitat dynamics had a cascading effect on wildlife, with many species experiencing population declines, habitat loss, and increased sustainability degradation. Endangered species, such as the Puerto Rican parrot and the leatherback sea turtle, faced heightened risks of extinction as their already fragile habitats were further compromised. Despite the devastation, conservation efforts persisted, with dedicated individuals and organizations working tirelessly to rescue and rehabilitate wildlife and restore damaged habitats. However, the long-term recovery of Puerto Rico's nature and wildlife will require sustained commitment and collaboration to address the complex challenge posed by Hurricane Maria's aftermath.
After Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico experienced significant social aftermath, including prolonged power outages, disrupted communications, and strained access to basic necessities. The storm exacerbated existing socioeconomic inequalities. FEMA, the U.S. agency in charge of disaster response, has been criticized by many Puerto Ricans. Others say they received letters from FEMA in English, despite Spanish being the dominant language in Puerto Rico. But Puerto Ricans did not give up and came together as a community and started working to get their island back on its feet.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico's natural and social recovery has been a challenging journey, marked by both progress and setbacks. Ecologically, efforts to restore damaged ecosystems focused on reforestation projects, mangrove restoration, and coral reef rehabilitation. Organizations and community groups have worked tirelessly to replant trees, clean up debris, and monitor wildlife populations. Despite these efforts, the recovery of biodiversity has been slow, with many species still facing threats from habitat loss and climate change. Socially, the island has witnessed a resurgence of community-driven initiatives aimed to rebuilding neighborhoods, supporting small businesses, and strengthening local resilience. Grassroots environments and mutual aid networks have played a pivotal role in providing essential services, advocating for vulnerable populations, and demanding accountability from government authorities. However, systematic challenges such as economic inequality, political instability, and inadequate infrastructures continue to hinder progress. As Puerto Rico navigates the complexities of recovery, it must prioritize sustainable development, environmental stewardship, and social justice to ensure a more resilient future for all residents.
Puerto Rico, a beautiful Caribbean island, grapples with a significant energy crisis even before the devastating Hurricane Maria. Unlike many regions, Puerto Rico lacks significant domestic energy resources, relying heavily on imported fossil fuel to power its economy. With no proven reserve of fossil fuel, limited renewable energy infrastructure, the island faces unique challenges in meeting its energy needs. The Commonwealth of Puerto Rico consumes nearly 70 times more energy than it produces, highlighting its heavy dependence on imported fuels. Petroleum accounts for the lion's share of the energy consumption, comprising 58% of the island's total energy usage. Natural gas and coal follow, with renewables making up a mere 2% of the energy mix. Despite having renewable resources such as solar, wind, and hydropower, the energy landscape is further compounded by Puerto Rico's geographical and climate characteristics. The island's mountains, terrain, and tropical climate present logistical hurdles of energy distribution and infrastructure development. Coastal plains and forested interiors are susceptible to extreme weather events, making the energy grid vulnerable to distribution even in absence of hurricanes. Prior to Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico's energy infrastructure struggled to keep pace with the island's growing energy demands. Aging power plants and outloaded transmission lines contributed to frequent blackouts and power outages, undermining the island's economic stability and quality life of its citizens. As the island grappled with its energy challenges, efforts were underway to explore renewable energy alternatives and modernize the grid. However, progress was slow, hindered by financial constraints, regulatory hurdles, and a lack of cohesive energy policies. The energy crisis in Puerto Rico underscores the urgent need for sustainable solutions and resilient infrastructure. Even before Hurricane Maria, the island stood at a crucial juncture, poised to address its energy vulnerabilities and embrace a cleaner, more sustainable energy future. However, the devastating impact of future natural disasters loomed large, highlighting the urgency of addressing Puerto Rico's energy crisis.
In September 2017, Hurricane Maria caused most of the transmission and distribution in Puerto Rico to collapse, leading to one of the longest blackouts in the US history, and leaving some parts of the area without electricity at all for almost a year. In the aftermath of the hurricane, Puerto Rico experienced an increase in gas prices due to several factors. The destruction caused by the hurricane damaged the oil refineries and distributed the transportation and caused distribution across the island. As a result, there was limited supply of gasoline available in the island to close the demand of the residents and business as well. With the supply of gasoline constrained, the prices naturally rose as fuel became more rare. This price increase had significant implications for residents as it affected their ability to commute to work, run generators for electricity, and access essential services. The higher cost of gasoline added an additional financial burden for individuals and families already struggling to recover from the hurricane impact. After Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, it took a long time for the island to get back to normal, but over time, Puerto Rico has been working hard to recover. People have been fixing their homes and buildings, and the government has been helping with repairs. Although it took a while, power and water has been restored to most places. I myself went to Puerto Rico with my Sabic colleagues, and we worked on the construction site. For example, we worked in the cement for 2 days in 2 different places, and we worked in the rebar as well. And when we were traveling between places, I noticed that the electricity poles, most of them were ruined, and this was sad. At the end, Puerto Rico went through tough times after hurricanes Maria, with long power outages and higher gas prices making life harder. But people there work hard to rebuild, and things are slowly getting better.
Puerto Rico, a lush, vibrant island in the Caribbean, is a land of natural beauty and cultural richness. The name Puerto Rico translates in Spanish to rich port, which reflects on the island's significance as a valuable strategic port in the Spanish colonial period. But despite being a rich port, Puerto Rico is facing a $70 billion debt unable to pay. More than 46% of Puerto Ricans live under the poverty line. 33% earn minimum wage. Puerto Rico has a high cost of living, and the government cannot afford to pay the billion it owes to contractors and service providers. As a result, tens of thousands leave every year to find better opportunities and living conditions. But how did Puerto Rico get into this crisis? In the 1970s, the US government offered corporate tax incentives to businesses in Puerto Rico, and the business bloomed. However, in 1996, the US Congress began phasing out those tax incentives, finishing 10 years later, and many businesses left. Puerto Rico government borrowed heavily offset falling revenues. Puerto Rico implemented tax credits that lost it millions a year in revenue, and the island spent more than it collected in taxes. Now the island has a debt of $70 billion. Puerto Rico can't declare bankruptcy or restructure its debt without approval from Congress because it is a territory, not a state. Puerto Rico asked for permission from Congress, but the public divided on how to handle this issue. Republicans want congressional oversight of the process. However, Democrats want to give Puerto Rico more power to let it declare bankruptcy on its own. But where do things stand today?
Puerto Rico faced a cascade of challenges starting in 2017, with its government declaring a bankruptcy due to storage debt. Hurricane Maria exacerbated the situation, demolishing infrastructure and leaving the island in ruins. Recovery efforts were harmed by subsequent earthquakes and COVID-19 pandemic. Among the critical issues was financial turmoil of Puerto Rico's electrical power company, long criticized for unreliable service and high costs. Efforts to restructure its debt have been ongoing, compounded by delays in receiving crucial FEMA aid.
El problema es después de la tormenta.
The problem is after the storm, I went 8 months without light or electricity. I had to get my water from the river. Anything we needed, when we needed potable water, we had to buy it. It was really hard to find gas. Here, it didn't matter if you had money or not. I could have all the money in the world, but there were no generators or gas to run generators. They were gone. The phones didn't work. ATH didn't work. That's how you spend money here. So the only thing to do was to get together and wait out the storm, and better to leave and come back together later as well, and to help others.
In early 2022, Puerto Rico's governor scrapped a debt restructuring agreement for Puerto Rico Electric Power Company, citing escalating inflation and oil prices since 2019. Despite a recent bankruptcy ruling reducing the island's debt, Puerto Rico still grappled with physical instability and the arduous task of achieving
Trabajé en tiendas de ropa.
I was working construction and custodial work and was working in closed stores and summer camps, but the economic situation in Puerto Rico makes it really difficult to find a job. And I have been job hunting for about 2 months and haven't been able to find anything as of right now.
Although Puerto Rico is considered a tourist area, it suffers from financial crisis. Let's consider some possible solutions to Puerto Rico's ongoing financial crisis. Puerto Rico needs jobs, skilled people to fill them, and resources to supply their needs. So the governor is using tax motivation to activate businesses and attract young professionals back to Puerto Rico, as well as speed up the critical project, mostly in transportation and energy.
How is your financial status before and after the hurricane?
Basically need to reevaluate their finances now, especially if they decide to go back to the States or stay here. But they receive help, monetary help.
The United States will help Puerto Rico by increasing healthcare funding because having a healthy population makes a productive workforce. In addition, the United States will help Puerto Rico in repairing the infrastructure, such as rebuilding the roads and highways, improving public transportations, improving water infrastructure, and ensuring that clean drinking water is a right in all communities. Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, which makes it independent on the United States for many things, but mostly for economic and financial help. Many in United States government see Puerto Rico as a problem. As a result, there is always a movement from Puerto Ricans who either want independence or U.S. statehood. Obviously, independence is not an option, as the United States will not allow it. As a state of the United States, Puerto Rico would receive full financial and structural benefits of being the 51st of the United States of America.
Today we're going to discuss a controversial topic here in the United States of America, and it's about the status of Puerto Rican people. Are Puerto Rican really American citizen, or only they are solely a Puerto Rican? There need to clarify these surrounding issues. Many wonder how owning a U.S. passport would make their situation different compared to the American civilians. Puerto Ricans don't really feel they are really American citizens, even though Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So, what does it mean to be a US territory? Let's explore these wonders further longer with Majid.
So, some people might wonder about what does it mean to be a U.S. territory. Being a U.S. territory means an area is under the jurisdiction of the United States, but it's not fully incorporated part of the country, like the states. They have their own government, like the states also, and their residents also have U.S. passports, mostly have U.S. passports, and they can travel to the U.S. with the U.S. Without the U.S. passport. And but the difference is they have limited representation in the Congress. They can't vote for the election, and examples include Puerto Rico and Guam. So now let's get forward to my friend Iyad to know specifically about the Puerto Rican situation.
So, Puerto Rico's status as a U.S. territory affects both Puerto Rico and the United States in several ways. The first thing that the political representation. So Puerto Rican are U.S. citizens but don't have voting representation in the U.S. Congress. The second thing that the second thing is the economic dependency. So Puerto Rico receives federal funding for various programs and service, including healthcare and education and infrastructure. However, the island economy has struggled in recent years, and this is leading to high employment rates and significant public debt. The third thing is the military service. So we can say that Puerto Rican serve in the U.S. Military at a disproportionately high rate, disproportionately high rate compound of other states. And there is a lot of things that we can or let me say that there is a lot of things has effects Puerto Rico since it's began to be a U.S. territory, but we will take a lot of time to mention all of those reasons. Overall, Puerto Rico's status as a U.S. territory has complex implications for both Puerto Rican and the United States, including political representation and economic dependency and military service. And now we will interview some of Puerto Rican citizens.
Yo me siento así como ciudadana estadounidense, como quiera.
We definitely feel like American citizens. The difference is like in Wisconsin, for example, or in the U.S., mainland U.S., there are more entry-level opportunities. You don't need a 4-year college degree. You don't need to be fluent in English. Here, that they don't feel that's the case. So a lot of jobs require more education, more English knowledge, and they don't have that. And they're saying not just us, most Puerto Ricans aren't able to get the work that they're asking for. My own room, my own privacy. I want my own kitchen and a big kitchen so that I can cook and it's not in my bedroom.
Sí, la casa.
And also the house. Yeah.
You don't want to be a state and you don't want to be independent. You just want to go on living in the middle.
In the middle, no. Be in the Commonwealth.
Puerto Ricans today are divided on the status of the island. The latest referendum shows large support for statehood. But the turnout was historically low. But no matter what polls and votes show, referendum results are non-binding because Puerto Rico can't become a state without approval from Congress, and Congress has largely ignored Puerto Rico's status. But as the island struggles to recover from Hurricane Maria, the issue is becoming harder to ignore. Puerto Rico's economy started tanking when Congress phased out tax incentive designed to attract investment to the island.
Overall, Puerto Rico has suffered a lot because it is a U.S. territory. For example, they converted perpetuity.
Puerto Rico's status as a U.S. territory has complex implications for both Puerto Rico and the United States, impacting political representations, economic development, taxations, military service, and cultural identity.
Puerto Rico has undergone numerous significant changes from one historical generation to another, ranging from Spanish colonization and to becoming U.S. territory, as well as facing natural disaster such as Hurricane Maria 2017. These events have contributed to the enhancement of people's resilience. We will explore which events have had a significant impact on people's resilience. Let's start with Spanish colonization. Spain landed in Puerto Rico in 1493. Peoples there faced humanitarian abuses. It started with forcing indigenous people to work in mining and also work in Spanish on plantations. After that, there was a violence and conflict between indigenous people and Spanish colonizer. Finally, there was a culture suppression where the Spanish authorities sought to impose their culture and way of life in indigenous people. Puerto Rico has faced a lot of different natural disasters, started from hurricanes to earthquake and floods. But hurricanes has the most significant impact on Puerto Ricans' life, especially Hurricane Maria 2017. After the hurricane, many people have lost everything and start from zero. During SABIC trip to Puerto Rico, we have interviewed some local people that lost everything, and they described their feelings and how they overcome this problem.
Pandemic happened. There were at least 3 people in Puerto Rico helping other people. Everything can be better. People came, groups came to help. No one got COVID. William and Maria and myself. For us, it's not gonna a pandemic, a hurricane,
Cuando
any of that is
tú
not gonna. When you have faith in God,
y te
gives you
cuida por
strength, and it can get you through whatever happens, and you're gonna keep moving forward. Tragedies strengthen us. Maria destroyed everything. My neighbor Felipe looked at him like, "Are you not seeing what's happening? We lost everything, and there better things are coming." And today, that was in fact the case. A lot of people were able to put their houses back together. People got help from the government, some people, and a lot of artists and other people were able to help others. So you guys understand,
sino buscarle la
you can't
solución.
focus on the problem, rather the solution.
Hurricane Maria, the people resilience in Puerto Rico have shown through enormous ways. And the important ways was in the first 8 months of recovery after Hurricane Maria. And the way people have gone through this is by 3 things. First of all, cultural strength. The cultural strength that they have built through history that is centers about music, art, and community have shown their rebuilding effect after 8 months. So when the electricity, gas, and power have outages, the community start helping others and helping the government to build. The third thing was the community collaboration. Their community collaboration and neighbor helping neighbor have become a common thing. It's providing aid, food, and their own time, helping others. One of the best ways to example this was Angel in his interview when he said that when he lost all of his house and everything, but they asked him, why are you smiling? He said that he didn't lose his life or neither his family life, which is impressive to see his resilience in this disaster, which most of the people
immigrate or would just suicide. Overall, the resilience was the most crucial thing that not so many countries have, which was magnificent.